Are you listening? Damn.
It's time.
Imagine a substance with the power to destroy humanity. Imagine a creature insane enough to use it. Imagine a hero on the verge of creation. From flesh to steel.
You must visualize your objective.
From blood
Go!
to blade.
Don't get cocky. You have a lot more to learn.
From man to spawn.
Peekaboo. I see you.
We have harvested the ultimate weapon. Makes the Ebola virus look like a skin rash.
Congratulations. I say destroy the cosmos, ask questions later.
Who are you?
This is just what they want. You're playing their game.
Then now play dirty.
You've been violated, girly man.
Use your armor!
Now stay sharp. The night is young.
This summer, evil has a new enemy. Justice has a new weapon. And the world has a new hero. Spawn.
I dubbed thee.
The word is out. 3.5 stars. Spawn is unforgettable, says Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. He's not your father's superhero. He's a superhero for the next millennium. Just as you got. Spawn rules. It's the ultimate summer thrill ride. It delivers action, intensity, and one heck of a kick. Spawn. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
On August 1st, prepare for the dawn of the darkest night in history. From blood to blade, from flesh to steel, from man to spawn.
Peekaboo. I see you.
I say destroy the cosmos, ask questions later. You've been violated, girly man. Back off, hero.
This summer, evil has a new enemy. Justice has a new weapon. And the world will discover Spawn.
I don't want to lose you.
You will never lose me.
Husband, father, soldier.
Peekaboo.
Now, in order to protect his family, he must become the ultimate avenger. Spawn, rated PG-13. Now playing. His face, a mask of courage.
Who are you?
His armor,
Awesome hardware.
a living weapon. His mission, a fight for justice.
Back off, hero.
His name, Spawn.
Let's get it over with.
You've been violated, girly man.
Spawn, rated PG-13, starts Friday. Special advance screening Thursday. Check newspapers for listing.
At an exciting new film starring John Leguizamo, Michael Jai White, Martin Sheen, Teresa Randall, and D.B. Sweeney. In the next half hour, witness a comic book character brought to life on the big screen. Get behind the camera for some amazing stunts. And see visual effects pioneer, director Mark Dippé, team with Industrial Light and Magic's digital artists to merge computer animation and live action, raising movie visual effects to the next level and beyond.
If you've never heard of Spawn before,
There are a lot of people who think you just spent the last 5 years trapped in a place like this. Hi, I'm Michael Jai White, and welcome to the making of Spawn. Spawn began as a comic book and has since sold over 80 million copies around the world. In the film, I played military man on a mission, Al Simmons. And I also play his ultimate destiny, that dark and mysterious superhero, Spawn. Join me now as we go behind the scenes, as we set out to bring Spawn from the comic book pages to the big screen. Don't go away.
I was sitting in the backyard one day last summer, and my oldest grandchild said, so, you know, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm going to do this film, Spawn. I start real soon. Well, he nearly fainted, and he said, Spawn? The Spawn? I said, what's the big deal? He said, well, it's only the most important comic book in the world.
I just finished a pretty lengthy run on Spider-Man, and a bunch of us had quit and started our own company, Image Comics, and so at that point we all had to create a book that was going to hopefully sell for us. So I wanted something that's just really cool, and it's dark, and it's mysterious, it's funny at times. It has a more intelligent, sophisticated sense about it. Given that it's still a guy in a costume with superpowers, it's really more sci-fi-ish instead of comic bookish.
My character, Al Simmons, government's most decorated assassin. He's dealing in death for the sake of the country.
The airport kill zone was supposed to be clear of civilians.
You will follow orders and do your job. Got a problem with that, soldier?
Yes, I do, sir. And I want out.
You don't quit us, son.
Jason Wynn, he's the head of the CIA, and he's in league with the devil, man. You know, he's a pretty evil character.
I'll arrange for your transfer right after we've run this last operation. North Korean refinery secretly producing biological weapons. It's up to us to take out the plant. Come on, son, this is top priority.
He is being kind of led by a clown who is the devil's man on Earth.
There's one more item on our to-do list. We need you to help me with your all-time favorite killer, Al Simmons.
Why do you want him?
Why? Ask why. When how is so much more fun.
And he's been betrayed by his superiors and is burned to a crisp and sent to hell. And upon going to hell, in his angst, Al Simmons decides to do anything to be reunited with his woman, including selling his soul.
So that was the beauty of it for me, to know this man just loved his woman so much that he sacrificed his life and entered the battle of Armageddon, stuck in purgatory until God knows when.
Wanda!
What's going on? I came out here and this man was lying next to Cyan.
He happens to wind up a hideously deformed hell spawn.
Hey, mister, you don't look so good.
And he's been horribly disfigured because of the way he died. And so the clown, who is able to go back and forth, goes there to train him to lead the armies of hell in the battle of Armageddon against the gates of heaven.
I don't mind being short, fat, and ugly, but the pay sucks.
Clown, to me, is this two-faced kind of character. He is a perverse, malicious, evil, malignant, horrible thing.
Just think of me as your guardian angel, the clown from hell.
But at the same time, he's got sort of a strange sense of humor.
Funny, he's our man. If you can't kill him, no one can. Yeah, he's funny.
Clown is this disgusting little man, but he happens to know the answers to a lot of questions that Spawn has to answer.
Just get me to a hospital.
A hospital? Have you looked in the mirror lately, Birdman walking? Even the entire cast of ER couldn't put you back together again. How do I put this to you? You're pushing up daisies, you're in permanent nap time, you're fertilizer. Hey, is any of this sinking in? You're dead. Dead.
So we trick him and trick him and trick him, hoping he'll lead the armies, make him mad, make him commit one more vile crime so his soul will be ours. And that's my mission.
Of the people and things of hell, I dub thee Spawn, General of Hell's army.
He directs his hatred toward Jason Wynn.
Time to get reacquainted, Jason.
Whom he believes is the reason for his situation.
You.
Who are you?
You don't recognize your own handiwork. You left me to die in that biochem plant. Remember?
Simmons!
You sent me to hell, Jason. I'm here to return the favor.
Making stunts like that one look realistic took a lot of hard work and planning. And when we come back, you'll see a challenge John Leguizamo and I had to face every day. The production team on Spawn went to a lot of effort to make sure the movie was true to the comic book. For example, when they lit me on fire, they used real fire. And then there were the costumes.
Man, they're gonna be amazed by me. That's how, because I mean, I'm amazed by the prosthetic work that the makeup artist did, and it was just amazing, man. It's exactly what I pictured the comic book on page, and here I am, pow. They just transformed. I'm as short as that, the blue face, the fatness, the evil, the little sinister, the humor that the character has. It's a Spawn workout video. On the clown program, I lost 20 pounds. It's the closest I've ever seen of that transition from page to visual. So I was really thrilled to see what could I do with this. Become this whole new creature, and it was amazing. I was in my trailer just staring at myself going, who am I?
A clown with an attitude.
What am I?
I am short, fat, and ugly, and that's how I feel, okay?
I had a great time, but those prosthetics hurt, man.
Oh, that hurt for real. Okay, all right.
I mean, it was always a challenge. You're in there going, it's so hot, it's so tight, and everyone walks up to you and goes, you bet you it's hot in there, huh?
Come on, get out of the way, you annoying freak. I'll slap you silly.
With the prosthetics, there are times you'd itch, that you want to scratch, and the little devil is telling you, take it off, take the thing off, just rip it off. And once the suit goes on, you are sweating constantly.
I just have to kind of psych myself up, because it's really uncomfortable. It almost makes you go crazy.
Give me that paintbrush. I want to stab your eyeball, too.
I had blisters on the back. I got more blisters on the back of my neck. I just felt them. I'm like a Picasso face.
You know, half a dozen people every day saying, aren't you hot? And I'm like, I want to kill you. Get away from me.
Listen up, guys. Safety meeting.
This is the moment at which our hero is murdered.
My character basically gets burned beyond recognition. My hands and my back will be on fire, and you'll see me in frame.
Enjoy your retirement, old friend.
This is our hero. We can't, we want him to look like it's gonna hurt like hell, but it can't really.
I wasn't afraid of fire, but I did want to be safeguarded against anything happening. They soaked me down in this ice gel. This gel that sits in ice for 4 days prior to being applied. I don't think I've ever been as cold in my life. I was cold before you put this on me.
We're gonna go ahead and light Michael up on fire. Here we go. Let's roll sound, please.
Ready and fire.
See you in hell, Al.
Hands up, hands up.
When they lit the fire, I actually felt good for a second. and I really didn't mind doing other takes of it, because I'm like, man, I am so cold. Please light me on fire once again.
So it looks a lot more dangerous than it really is. That's essentially the key to what we're doing. But it must appear to be amazingly demonically frightening.
See you later, Al.
he was betrayed by people and was killed and resurrected, made a deal with the devil, and that's basically how he became Spawn. Now he's got the powers, you know, that he made in exchange for his soul.
I met Todd McFarlane, this maybe 3.5 years ago, back when Spawn was first being introduced. And he was very interested in making a film based on his character. As soon as I read the first few books, I saw the potential of the character.
The impetus I wanted to put into the character of Spawn was two things. I wanted to have a character that had a wide breadth of what he could accomplish on a power scale.
This armor rule.
And then on top of that, I wanted to bring in some of my own personal ideas in terms of what a hero would be like if theoretically he was walking the planet right now.
Your anger's your weakness, and they'll use it to rob you of any humanity you have left.
Who are you?
Cagliostro is the fatherly guy trying to push Al to say, if you do things right, you might be able to break this thing.
Just a goodbye, clown.
This is just what they want. You're playing their game.
Then I'll play dirty.
Guns are useless.
You got a better idea. At first, it's a rocky relationship. He doesn't know where the guy's coming from. He becomes somewhat of a mentor when he is exposed as a former Hellspawn himself.
You see, you've been using your armor only by reflex. You must learn to control it. It has trillions of neural connections that are a living extension of your own instincts, instantly translating your thought into physical reality. So long as you stay clear and focused.
You must visualize your objective. The armor does the rest.
All right, Yoda, just wait a second.
The costume is actually like outer flesh, and it's symbiotic, which means it's alive on him. It'll kind of fade in and fade out. And spikes will grow and shrink. Capes will appear and contract.
He can will weapons in his hands. He heals, you know, if he gets shot, he's able to heal it. He has all of these things.
Hey, go!
Not bad.
Don't get cocky. You have a lot more to learn.
Still to come, see how computers blur the line between reality and fantasy in the making of Spawn.
Here's Clowny.
I want to know why you picked me to lead your war.
Well, if it isn't Curious Crispy.
Clown is a conduit to understanding.
All those assassin missions we're just training for what's coming.
He deals with Clown until he can take him no more.
Uh-oh. You got that I want to beat the fat little man look in your eye.
And then finds out Clown has a surprise of his own.
I'm gonna cut you into 50 pieces and mail you to every state.
Clown is a lot of things. Clown is a man of a million disguises.
No more clowning around.
When I get my rage up,
I'm not the vindicator or the victimizer.
I get my hell up,
Or the vaporizer, or the vibrator.
I turn into a violator.
Here's where digital magic makes fantasy and reality come together. Using three-dimensional computer animation, the filmmakers, along with the effects wizards at Industrial Light and Magic, gave Spawn a look all its own.
In the case of going from clown to violator, we go through these massive contortions and the character's in pain the whole time. We go from this fat little round character into somebody that had totally a different design to them, and changing the textures as well. These are things that we've never really approached before.
This is the Violator digital model. The clown does an interpolation. He actually makes a three-dimensional morph from the clown, his human form, to his demonic form, which is the Violator.
We've sort of become pretty good with having actors act at points of view. I mean, it's very difficult after the 28th shot, you know, the 10th take, when you say, okay, see that piece of tape up there in the ceiling? That's a huge, gaping, growling creature, you know, believe it or not. We tried to show people as much as we could what they were dealing with. Fortunately, having a big rubber model down there gave them an impression of what was going to happen. You could say, okay, look, take a look at this creature, right? He's made of rubber. Now, remember the way the T-Rex looked in Jurassic? Like, remember how mean and how fast he moved? That's what's going to happen here.
Cut.
Good. The thing that Mark Dippé brings, given his knowledge of what he's done at ILM, and knowing that there's going to be a lot of special effects in this movie, that there are times when you have to know what you're directing and how it's going to meld with your special effects, you know?
You're rushing through here, Todd's following you. Zach will be a few steps behind, running after you.
And since I'm working with him, I've discovered that he invented the animals for Jurassic Park, you know? So we're in very capable hands. I couldn't think of a better grip to be in if you're going to do Spawn, you know? This guy's got all the moves, you know?
Then you have all these weapons that are kind of hanging out. They peel them off and throw them to Cog and say, no guts, no glory. Spawn has these powers that are very hard to create in reality. They just, you know, don't exist. So we're going to be using computer animation to bring them to life.
As he comes down through this dome, it's the classic coming through the glass cape scene in a superhero movie, but with the difference that we're able to make it much more majestic, inspired by the cape in the comic book. It's alive and it's part of him, and it comes out of him and it behaves. It's like another character almost.
We have that ability and that flexibility in digital to actually do that, which would be very, very difficult in a practical situation in live action. That is one of the biggest reasons to do Spawn with computer graphics as opposed to using the other means of effects.
The story, of course, is about the Spawn based on the comic book, but a lot of the stylized look, you know, stuff we tried to incorporate a lot of that. You know, but a lot of it doesn't work if it's moving. So we had to invent our own dialogue, you know, of motion to do with Spawn.
You're ready to zap, yeah. You're getting zapped. Okay, go down on one knee, like that, and fall aside. Right.
That new technique bridged the gap between human movement and computer-animated characters.
In order to capture the way that, you know, Michael Jai White has moved, we're capturing his motion from motion capture data and inserting it into the Spawn costume.
Electronic sensors are attached to Michael's bodysuit, and a 3D camera system records his movements. The computer then translates those movements to a digital model.
Majority of the big action sequence fights that we'll see, right, in the movie will be computer-generated. Violator, which is data that we just invented in terms of the motion. Then we have Michael Jai White's motion, and then we add the Spawn computer-generated data over top of that. So those are essentially sort of three different fundamental things that are being added together to make the shot work.
Use your armor! Concentrate!
Besides all the amazing visual elements that are going to be, we're going to have amazing creatures, amazing fights and chases. Surreal, unbelievably strange, and interesting characters.
It's been pretty intense. I mean, it's an experience I've never had before.
Vaughn goes for the juggler. He goes for the aggressive thing that kids want. Still has humor, still has character, still has story.
Are there any normal people left on Earth?
Nothing subtle about this piece, you know.
When they're done watching this, I want them to go, Batman just sissy.
Spawn's got quite a battle in store for him. It's one thing to have to fight the forces of evil, like Wynn and the Violator. It's even tougher when the future of all mankind depends on the outcome. So, Will Spawn be able to stop them from carrying out global annihilation? Well, I guess you'll just have to check out the film and see for yourself. I hope you've enjoyed this visit behind the scenes of Spawn. I'm Michael Jai White. Thanks for watching.
Are you listening? Damn.